On days when my wife has a lot of colors, I can't sleep like I sleep on rainy days, no matter how I snuggle into the quilt. So that's when I study why my wife always has money, why she always has lots of money. Colors don't seem to be aware that I'm at the other side of the partition. They joke freely with her, things I wouldn't dream of saying. 3 or 4 of the regulars are relatively gentlemanly in their behavior, in that they usually go home right after midnight, but there's the odd one who seems lacking in refinement, the kind that brings in food and eats it here. The boorish type has his snack and is satisfied. I've begun to study what my wife's occupation might be, but my viewpoint is narrow and my knowledge is poor, so that I find it difficult to reach a satisfactory conclusion. My wife always wears new button socks, and she cooks. I've never actually seen her cooking, but she serves me breakfast and dinner in my room every day, and there's no one here except me and her. Clearly, she does the cooking herself, but she never calls me into her room. I eat and sleep alone in the inner room, always. The food tastes terrible, and the side dishes are very meager. I eat my feed without comment, like a pup or a hen, but I can't say I never have resentful feelings. I'm getting inexorably paler and thinner. My strength is failing day by day. My bones are beginning to jut out from malnutrition. I toss and turn all night because I ache all over. And so buried under the quilt, I speculate on the source of my wife's money, and I try to figure what the food might be that's served in the other room, basing my analysis on the smells that seep through the paper partition. I don't sleep very well. I know now. I know that my wife's money, though I can't imagine why, comes from the callers whom I've always considered to be silly fools. But why do they leave money when they're going? Why does my wife take the money? The etiquette of all this escapes me. Is it just a matter of etiquette, or is it payment for something? A wage? Does my wife appear to them to be an object of charity? The more I think of it, the more muddled my head becomes. The only conclusion I reach before falling asleep is that it's not nice. Of course, it never occurs to me to ask my wife. I figure it would be tiresome to do this, and I want to wake up in a few hours as a new man with a clean slate. When the guests leave or when my wife gets back home from a late outing, she puts on something comfortable and comes into my room. She pulls back the quilt and whispers a few encouraging words in my ear in an effort to comfort me. I look at her beautiful face and laugh in a way that is neither derisive nor wry nor loud. She laughs back serenely, but make no mistake, I don't miss the slightest tint of sadness in her face. My wife knows when I'm hungry, yet she never offers me leftovers from the outer room. This, I believe, is a mark of respect for me. And even though I'm hungry, I like this feeling of emotional strength. I never remember what my wife chatters about. All I know is the silver coin she leaves on the pillow, which shines faintly in the lamplight as she takes her leave. How many silver coins are in the piggy bank? I don't lift it to see. I have neither desire nor aspiration. I simply drop the silver coins through the button-shaped slot. Why my wife's guests give her money when they're leaving is as unsolvable a mystery to me as why she gives me money when she's leaving my room. And though I'm not averse to her leaving money on her way out, there's no great pleasure involved. I just like the brief, hardly worth mentioning, sensation of money in my hand disappearing down the slot of the piggy bank. One day I threw the piggy bank in the loo. I don't know how much was in it, but there were a lot of silver coins. I reflect that planet Earth where I live is hurtling at unbelievable speed through boundless space, and I'm filled with feelings of futility. I figure our bustling world will make me dizzy, and I want to get off right now. After such thoughts under the quilt, it's tiresome to continue putting silver coins in the piggy bank. I hoped my wife would use the piggy bank herself. She needed the money. From the outset, money was useless to me, so I waited in hope that she would take the piggy bank to her own room and keep it there, but she didn't. I thought about putting it in her room, but she had so many callers, I didn't get a chance to go to her room. So that's why I threw it in the loo. With a heavy heart, I waited for my wife to give me a good telling off, but she said nothing, asked nothing. Furthermore, she continued to leave money by my pillow when she was going. Soon, there were a lot of silver coins there.